had the Sony State of Play on April 29th. It was a Thursday.
Yep.
And we got some, pretty small news, maybe big news to certain people. But we got to see Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart again.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about what we saw at the State of Play. And, we'll break down what we saw with Ratchet and Clank as well, because they did a deep dive into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a lot of new stuff. So, first of all, they showed Subnautica Below Zero. It's a sequel to Subnautica. It looked like more of the same to me.
Yeah.
Did you happen to check it out?
I have not, no. I actually didn't know. The only thing I watched in the State of Play was the Ratchet and Clank stuff, so I didn't know. But, I mean, the cool thing is that we just got Subnautica for free.
Yeah. With PlayStation
with
Plus.
So, cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll try it out. If we like it, maybe we'll get it. The good thing is Subnautica Below Zero is actually launching for $30. It's not a $60 or $70 game. And it's going to be out on May 14th, which is
Oh my god,
soon.
that's soon.
Yeah. So the second surprise of the day was Among Us will be coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in 2021, and it will feature exclusive skins for Ratchet and Clank. So I think they kind of missed the boat with this one, as you told me as I was texting you during the event. You were like, I don't know, man. I think kind of late for that, but it's coming. It was on Switch for a long time at this point, and now it's finally coming to PlayStation. So, but obviously, the State of Play was all about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
That's right.
And I'm just gonna go down, Josh. Feel free to make comments about the new additions to the game. So number one, there's a new playable character. Her name is Rivet, and she is a Lombax, just like Ratchet.
Yep.
What do you think of Rivet?
I like her.
Me too. All right, there's new traversal options. They basically said that, Insomniac said they really wanted to, spend a lot of time on the traversal for this game. So there's a bunch of new ways you can traverse the world. Besides riding Speedles, you can evade, wall run, and dash. And the dash was cool. It leaves like an after image of the character behind as you're dashing forward. The wall run looked great. After playing Titanfall, I'm sure you're ready for more wall running in games. There's going to be special armor to collect and wear, pocket dimensions to explore, which seem like little mini game areas. Accessibility features, Josh. There's an expansive accessibility menu in this game.
Yep.
Which I know you're a huge supporter of.
Yep.
And so am I. There will be open areas to explore. So not open world per se, but just giant open areas you could explore and ride Speedles on. And of course, photo mode. And there's going to be a lot of collectibles to find, just like in the previous game. So that's cool. Now let's talk about the DualSense, Josh, the controller. This game does some very interesting things with the controller. Some things that I believe Returnal has done already as well now. So, for example, one of the things they showed is if you push the trigger down softly, you'll shoot one barrel of your shotgun. But if you push it down all the way, you'll shoot both barrels at the same time and do more damage. Use more ammo. There was a rapid fire gun where, you could push the button down ever so slightly and it would, let out a couple bursts. But if you put it down all the way, it would go in rapid fire mode. You mentioned to me that Returnal has something similar. Essentially, PlayStation has given developers like an extra button on the controller, you said.
Yeah.
With this trigger system. Do you want to talk about that a little bit since you have experience with it with Returnal?
Yeah, I mean, so it seems to me the way that they explained it in the thing from the State of Play is that it sounds like it's going to be similar to Returnal, or, if you hold down the trigger like halfway, it's like a normal fire mode, right? Or whatever, like a primary fire. If you pull it down all the way, it's like a special or like a heavier fire mode. So they've essentially added two buttons within one with the trigger, right? And you can do it with both different triggers as well, if you wanted to. So it seems like that's more so what they're going to do, which I think for something like Ratchet and Clank, even more so than Returnal, it's going to be utilized quite well, because if you've played Ratchet and Clank, it's you get a bunch of different weapons and guns and traversal elements and things like that. So it'll be cool to see what they do with it.
Yeah, 100%. And then, of course, the big thing is the performance of the game itself and the loading times. I mean, you specifically called out the scene where there's cars flying, and you were like, "This is what Cyberpunk should have been."
Yes.
And there's just cars flying all over the city.
Where Ratchet, it's in that 16-minute gameplay thing that they showed, and he goes into that new area for the first time, and he walks around over this thing, and you get this huge, just kind of vista of the city, and there's so much going on. Like, I couldn't believe how many cars were flying and, like, characters were moving around. There's just so much going on, and I was like, wow, that's a very busy, lived-in city. And then you look at something like Cyberpunk, which is just such fucking garbage, barren shit, and it's like, oh, this is what Cyberpunk should have been. This is really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Besides the performance with stuff like that, obviously the game looks like it runs very well, and the loading times are, 0 to none. There's a new feature in the game, big feature, the Rift system,
right?
Where you'll be able to pull yourself into a portal and pop out the other side, and it just changes the gameplay up. It changes the combat up, where you'll be fighting an enemy, you'll see a rift open up, you take that rift, you're all of a sudden you're up on another part of the level, stuff like that. Instantaneous.
Yeah.
After playing Titanfall 2, you could see how I was thinking it's a little similar to that mechanic where you would switch the world instantly.
Yeah.
And then make significant changes to the map instantly. So yeah, I mean, this game looks really promising. It's not, a big hitter. I don't think Returnal was supposed to be a big hitter either, necessarily. But getting both of these games kind of back to back like we're going to, that's good for PlayStation, good for Sony. We're hurting for exclusives on PlayStation right now. So, with Returnal doing as well as it's doing, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, Housemarque's a great studio.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a home run too, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And there's just such different games, right? Diverse stuff and studios utilizing what is there with the PlayStation 5 to the best of their ability. And, I think about this, is that we are not even a year into the cycle of this console, and this is what studios are doing. What happens in another year, in 2 years, in 3 years? I mean, I think our minds are going to really be blown this generation with the possibilities that are not only like the super fast SSDs and the power the consoles offer, but also features like the DualSense. They are really next level and completely changing the way we experience games.
I think Xbox kind of missed the mark.
Yeah.
With including the same controller as the previous gen. The DualSense really truly makes the PlayStation 5 feel like a next-gen console.
I agree.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Josh and Brett really need you too. I love them. So do it. It would be a shame if you missed more of their videos. Hit the notification bell too, so you know when there is a new upload.